Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bikini Gamer here. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. So in today's video, it's gonna be story time, yay! And today's story, actually, I've talked about it in on my Twitch before, or when I'm streaming. And so you kind of may know the backstory to this, but it does kind of have a moral and a lesson, or at least kind of, sort of. Anyways, I'm gonna just get to it. Oh my god, it's here. Anyways. So this story has to do with my neighbor, and I'm gonna start, okay, so basically, like, I've mentioned this in videos, in the past, that I'm renting this house, because eventually I want to move out of here, and, like, not live here, obviously, but I've been renting this house, and I moved in here about a year and a half ago, or a year and 2 months ago, or so. So, when I first moved in, I literally, I remember unpacking everything. I unpacked every single box the first day I moved in, except one. And I couldn't find my dog's leash. And it has to do kind of with my dogs, whatever. Right? So I ended up waking up, and it was really early that morning. And everything's still a mess, you know, because I'm unpacking. It's just, every time you move, it's just a horrible mess. And I take my dogs outside because, you know, I wake up and they wake up as well. So I need to take them outside immediately. And I can't find the leashes, so I just take them out. I'm standing outside of my dogs. They're not, like, unsupervised or anything. So, and like you guys may know, if you guys don't know, I have a pit bull and a little Yorkie. And my pit bull is, like, really, really nice and really chill. He's just really shy and stuff. He doesn't like people because he's scared of people. And what do you call it? So, my neighbor basically comes outside. But I live in a cul-de-sac, right? It's like a little circle. And I live in this house, and then there's a house here where there's an Asian person here, and there's the middle house. Like, if you go straight, there's a house here, and that's the people that hate me. So it's like a family, like a lady and a guy. The guy's never there, with a son and a daughter, and I think the daughter's like 19, 20, maybe 21. So we end up, I end up just not walking my dogs, but they're just around the yard from my neighbors, like the ones literally next door to me. And this lady comes outside, which is the, you know, the neighbor that doesn't like me. Or the mom or whatever. She comes outside and she's like, what the hell are you doing with, you know, your dogs need to be in a leash, like, you can't just walk them like that, like. And she just, and I'm like, and I said, okay. I'm like, okay. And she keeps going at it like she's my mother or something. Like, my mom constantly repeats herself, so it's just really annoying when people repeat themselves and repeat themselves. I'm like, stop it, you drive me insane. Okay, this is why I don't live with my mother. Anyways, so she keeps bitching and bitching about it. I turn around and I see her, and I'm like, I heard you. Like, what do you want me to do? And then I tell her, I'm like, the leashes are inside a box. And, like, she doesn't really care to hear what I have to say. And I just take my dogs and I bring them inside. And I go, you know, I bring them inside and everything's fine and dandy. So, that's my dog, Mikhail. Anyways, so after this point, one day this girl, and I kind of take out my dogs without a leash sometimes, but it's not like I just let them run free and wild, like, you know, wild animals in the street and in, you know, traffic. No, I actually, you know, when I get home, like, they'll come to the door, and they have, like, this little spot where they, oh, like, if you're a dog owner, you'll know, like, your dog constantly goes to this certain spot where he, like, or he or she will pee every single time. And that spot's, like, really, in front of, not my front door, but probably like 7 to 8 feet away, like 5 feet away, like really close to my house, like by the bushes. So Bella, you know, she's peeing, and so is Mikhail, and I bring him inside. That's just what I do. And Bella's actually really nice, and she likes people, so she may run up to somebody, but she's not gonna do anything. She weighs like 6 pounds, like, you know. So one day, this girl, the girl that lives next door, the one that has an issue with me, she came to my house, and it was Saturday, and I had just finished working. I remember, like, I had hair all over, like, my hands and stuff, because I did a haircut on a guy, or one of my guy clients. And this girl, comes to my front yard with one of her friends, and she's like, you guys are a piece of shit, I can't believe your dogs are, you know, running around, they're gonna bite someone. And my roommate doesn't say anything. She's kind of confused, because my dogs were inside, like, they weren't even outside to cause anything, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe they had just been outside, but just kind of like they peed and they came back. But nothing like they're not running wild or anything, okay? So I run downstairs because I hear this whole art, because I could hear her screaming. Not my roommate, but the girl outside. And I open the door, like, you know, I open it kind of wider, and I'm like, get out of my property. Like, that's all I say, because, I mean, I don't want to argue with you. I don't care, you know, what you have to say. Go bitch about it on Facebook. Go tell your parents. Go call your friend and tell them. But I'm not gonna listen to you. I don't really care, okay? So, and then she keeps bitching, and I'm like, get out of my property. I'm like, if you're gonna talk about it, go on the sidewalk, not in front of my house. And I just shut the door in her face, and I just, go upstairs, and I have to, still like, clean up because my hands are dirty and stuff. So what happens is that, so I guess she lets it go, but after that point on, she keeps, like, every time I come home, she's flicking me off. Every time my roommate comes home, she's flicking me off, and, like, flicking us off, and just, like, being really rude, and, like, laughing, and just, I don't know, right? So one day I come home, and I think I was gonna hang out with a friend or something, I don't know. But the point is that my friend ends up driving into my driveway, and I was in the front seat. Well, I wasn't driving, but he was driving, and I was in the front seat, and we just ended up parking, and the girls in her car just flicking us off, and just, like, being really rude. And my friend's like, what is her problem? And I'm like, I didn't do anything to her, I swear, like, I promise. And he gets out of the car because he's like, you shouldn't be disrespected like that, especially you didn't do anything to her, right? So, the point is that he goes up to her, he goes through the sidewalk, and he's like, what's your problem? She gets out of her car, and she, like, rushes up to him, and she's like, I'll fucking beat your ass. And, like, my friend's a guy, and, like, this girl, she's a girl, like, really, like, okay, no. So, she's like, I will fight you. So then, I'm wearing high heels, and I have, my little purse, I'm, like, holding it like this. And she's like, I'll fight you too. And she's like, you're fucking tiny, because I weigh, like, 95 pounds. And I'm like, if you're gonna fight me, then hit me. Like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But if she's gonna, like, act like this, I'm like, hit me, and I'll call the cops really quick, and you'll go to jail for assault. Like, that's it. And my guy friend was like, he obviously did the same thing I did. She's like, hit me, then go ahead and hit me. And because he wasn't gonna hit her back, and he's a guy, so he can take the hit, and he was just gonna call the cops and get her arrested for it. So her mom rushes outside, and she's like, oh my god, I don't know what her name is. She's like, please don't do this. Like, you already have a record. You have, you've already been to jail. You have probation and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is getting real ghetto. Sorry, that's my dog shaking himself. The girl ends up calming down. She ends up going back home, and then I go inside my house, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, this is crazy, right? So after that, my neighbors end up calling the county and telling them that I walk my dogs without a leash, or I just let them out without a leash. So the county ends up sending me a letter saying that if I don't do that, like, I could end up going to jail, which is like the maximum fine, or I end up paying like $1,000 fine. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay, she's fucking crazy. So I just end up, every time I take out my dogs, I put a leash on them, and even if it's just like to the yard, like, it's really lame, but I just do it because I don't want to have an issue with these people. I'm just done, I'm done arguing with them, I'm done talking to them. I don't want to ever see them again. So one day the dad my roommate's about to leave, and they're like, oh, what's your name? And she tells her name, and then he's like, I need to speak to the girl listener, and he knows my name for some odd reason. I guess he like looked through my mail or something. And I go outside, like, I just, I had just woken up, it's like really late, and I go outside, and the guy's outside cleaning his car, like, doing stuff in his underwear outside. I'm like, okay, he's wearing a shirt and like boxers. I'm like, ew. So I end up confronting him, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, I want to know what happened to you with you and my daughter, like, this altercation. I'm like, yes, she wanted to fight us. She was the one that, like, came up to us, rushed up to us, and was gonna fight my friend and me. And she's like, oh, like, that's not possible, she's a child. I'm like, sir, she's not a child. If she hits me, she will go to jail for assault. Like, that, a child is somebody that's 8, 9, 10, underage, a toddler, something like that. She's not a child. So I just tell him that, and he's like, well, if you come to my house again, I'll shoot you. He literally told me that. So at this point, like, I don't want the situation to escalate, and so I called the cops, and I made a report about what happened. At the end of the day, I also have a shotgun, so I'm like, I'm good and set here. So I called the cops, and I told them exactly what happened, and actually kind of, I had proof because I kind of had a video of it, or like a part, but it didn't even record, so not really. So the point is that I made the report just in case like I said, the situation gets bigger. I will have proof and like saying like, hey, this guy is crazy, his family's crazy, and his daughter keeps constantly, harassing me. And the cops ended up telling me that I could press charges because that is a terroristic threat. Like, you can't just tell somebody that you're gonna go and shoot them. Like, it's illegal. You can't do that. And they told me if I wanted to press charges. And honestly, I didn't want to go against the guy because I guess at the end of the day, he's protecting his family. He wants to, make sure everything's fine, and I get him, right? So I'm like, no, I don't want the situation to get any bigger. So I just say no, I don't want to press charges, but I do want to make sure that I do have a report from this situation, just in case anything happens. I have like things that back me up, and it says like, hey, this is not the first time this girl is doing this, or what if she keys my car, she slashes my tires, like, so I at least have proof in case I have to take her to court, because I have no problem doing so. The point is that, oh my god, my hair's standing up. So after that happened, one day my roommate's coming into the house, and there's kids around the neighborhood, and the girl is actually in her driveway about to pull out, or she was just parked, and as my roommate's going through our driveway, the girl pulls out and almost hits her, like, on purpose. And my roommate just really scared because she doesn't want to hit any kids or anything, and the girl almost hit her, and she was like, what the hell? So she was really scared. She goes back inside and tells me everything, and I'm like, why didn't you say anything? And then she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh. So I tell her, okay, it's fine. Like, I guess next time we'll go tell our parents, even though they probably don't give a crap that she's doing that, or she's about to cause an accident or harm somebody. They don't really care. So a couple of weeks passed by after that, and I actually basically the way to go to my house, it's like a 2-lane road, like for that way, like traffic going that way and traffic coming this way. And eventually when you make a right going towards my neighborhood or my house, that road becomes a 1-lane road. And I noticed a Kia, because the girl drives a Kia next to on my left. And I had the top down. It was a beautiful day, but I didn't really give it much attention because, a lot of people have Kias, or white Kia. I think it's like a Kia Soul or something like that. And I didn't really pay attention to it, and I knew that road was coming up, or it becomes a 1-lane like road. And I just passed everybody on my left, and I got, I was the first one to be there, or to get in front of everybody. And not like in a rudely manner or anything like that. I just sped up a little bit and, put my turning signal and got, I was the first person there, or the first car. And because usually people will be really slow and it takes like forever to get home, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna speed up and go home. And I end up I'm driving through my neighborhood, like, listening to music. I'm like, la la la. So like I said, I live in a cul-de-sac, and I go and park my car like this. So this is the butt of my car, like the rear of my car, and I'm about to back it up to the driveway, because I also have bikes in my drive, and not in my driveway, but in my garage, and I don't want to hit the motorcycles or the dirt bikes. So I just usually do that, so I can just pull out, and it'll be easier to just do it that way. So this girl, when I do that, since I was obviously in front of her, I already kind of had, like, I guess, the advantage in a way. My car is like this. My car's here. This is the back of my car, and I'm backing it up, and the girl just goes around and almost hits my car. With her car, obviously. And I'm like, what the hell? So I put down the window, and I'm like, I hope you have good insurance, because I'm not about to pay for the damage that you're doing on my car, especially since you're rushing in here, like, trying to hit me. And I guess she thinks that's going to try to intimidate me, but like I said, I'm not scared of her. I'm not scared of anybody. I don't really care. So I park my car inside, and then I go and get my mail, because I'm not going to wait for her to leave. Like, I'm just going to get my mail now. I'm already outside. So this girl's like, she gets out of her car. She's like, you want to settle this? Let's fucking fight. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna fight you. I was like, I'm not a hood rat. I'm not from the street. Like, if you want to solve this, we can sit down and, talk about it like civilized people. We're not in the jungle. So, or, just to me, I just don't think it's like classy for a girl to fight. And this girl, she's American, like, she's white. Like, I don't even know, like, she's just crazy, and I don't know why she's so ghetto. And she ends up fucking me off and still talking shit and all this, and I'm like, I was just like, what the hell? So she ends up calling me a prostitute, okay? Because I drive a nice car, and she calls me a prostitute because I guess, I don't know, whatever. So I just tell her, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you define success, as that. So I was like, I guess when you have a nice car, I know what you'll be doing. Wink, wink, So she's still, bitching at me and talking shit. So I'm like, okay, keep on hating from the other side. And I just close the garage and go inside. My roommate comes home, and I talk to her about what happened, and she's like, what the heck? I'm like, I know, she's crazy. So at that point, I was just, I'm just done with the whole situation. I told a couple of friends about it while we were just hanging out and stuff about what was happening. And they're like, dude, just slash her tires. And I'm like, no, like, karma's gonna get me, and she's gonna slash my tires, or, no, I'm not gonna do that. And even though I was very tempted to, and, like, at this point, it's like, when is she gonna let it go? Like, can you just stop being annoying and just leave me alone? I don't do anything to you. I don't even look at you. Like, just go away, right? And like I said, I was very tempted to, but no, I didn't. And at the end of the day, it would be easy for me to do it because I stay up really late, because I usually would stream till really late, till like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I could just go there and put a nail on her tire, or slash her tire, or whatever the case is, right? But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not ghetto like her. I'm not going to stoop down to her level. So, 2 weeks pass by, and my roommate comes home, and she's like, oh my god. I'm like, what? Tell me. She's like, no, I need you to come outside right now with me. I'm like, are you okay? And then she's like, yeah, I'm okay. So I go outside with her, and her car was like completely totaled. Or not totaled, the whole front end. I'm gonna put a picture of it in my video. But the whole front end is done, like the light head is like coming off, like, and obviously she got into an accident, and maybe, you know, it was her fault because she's always trying to hit people with her car. I'm like, you're gonna get into an accident, you know? And I guess, you know, karma will always get you. Like, you know, I guess I didn't have to do anything after all, which I'm glad that I didn't, because I guess eventually kind of things worked out. And I mean, I'm not necessarily happy that she got into an accident, but I do hope that this teaches her a lesson to stop being crazy and stop trying to pick a fight with people and, you know, keep trying to hit people with your car, because that's just gonna lead to you getting into an accident or you hurting somebody, and it's not a good thing, you know. So I mean, at the end of the day, I had a good laugh. It was a good day for me because I just thought it was hilarious, because she's, oh, like I said, she's always trying to hit me with her car, like my car, and like her car with my car or whatever, and vice versa with, you know, she's always trying to hit my roommate as well. So I'm like, okay, well, that you got what you deserve, and I hope you learn your lesson. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, and Snapchat if you have Snapchat, at BikiniGamer99. And as always, game on. Ciao.